back with you here at QU Stadium, wrapping things up. Hawks come out victorious in this one, 38-17 final score, and now joined by head football coach Gary Bass. Coach, congratulations on the victory. Your team improves to 2-1, and how about some comments from this one, Coach?
Well, it's pretty easy to be happy anytime you beat a quality opponent like Walsh. Their defense had only given up one touchdown through 2 games, so for us to be able to do what we did on offense was pretty good. We got to clean up some stuff. I know our defense got us some turnovers early, and we didn't capitalize on them. We finally did towards the end of the second half. But we got to do a better job of capitalizing on opportunities. Should have scored 50 or more. You're happy with wins, but you want to make sure you execute in key situations, because in games moving down the line when they're close and they're tight, those plays that you don't do or don't make are the difference in winning and losing ball games. So happy with our outcome. The defense played their tails off. It was nice having Peyton Chappell back. So him and Lazare Kill, I definitely think played a great game, and the defense, stellar opportunity, especially early on. Offensively, we had a big play, but their defense, hats off to them. They kind of got us in stalwart mode early on, and we weren't able to really get rolling, and their offense got a couple first downs and kept us off the field and hurt our tempo. But all in all, I'm happy with the win, and whether you got things to correct or not, we won. That's the most important thing.
Another week that we play football, another week we talk about Eugene Witherspoon and A.J. Harden, that receiving core. It combined for over 250 yards and 4 touchdowns today. That's a pretty good duo you've got, Coach.
Yeah, they're not too shabby. They're big, they're long, they're athletic. I'll have to get on Gino a little bit tomorrow, though, because I think he could have had, I don't know, 4 or 5 more big balls. Corner made a really good play on the one over on our sideline in the end zone to knock it out, but we got to make the most every single time we get a chance to catch a football. So hopefully he continues to do what he's done so far. He's a good football player. So is AJ.
And you got Peyton Chappell back, big interception there, and you are able to capitalize on points off turnovers during that, and that's going to be huge for your football team, Coach. Of course, forcing 3 turnovers today, that's really good for your defense, and especially with Bragg in the end zone. That was huge.
Yeah, I know one of the things that we focused on a lot was last year and the years in the past, we've done a really good job of forcing turnovers. To this point, I think we only had 1 through 2 games. My memory serves me correct. And for them to do what they did today to absolutely keep us in that ball game early on when we got a big play, and that was about it, was huge. And then for us to get some points on the board after that one was big. They muffed a punt. Their punt return team did. I'd like to have seen us put that one in the end zone with a short field, but we got points out of the drive. So that's the most important thing. So really, really happy with both sides of the ball. Special teams was huge. The muff punt, our punt unit did a great job. Punt block was good. I was really, really happy with everything that we saw today.
Yeah, when you talk about special teams, another good week for Klotz and converting on that field goal as well, but Sharon Cunningham as well, kickoff return, giving you some pretty good field position as well.
Yeah, we got lucky. I mean, their kicker on film showed he was a really good player, but he kicked the ball really flat today, so it gave us a lot of opportunity to be able to have some full steam yards, not to worry about their coverage unit as much. So I'd say the first half of those yards he got in a lot of ways were just because of the way the ball was kicked. But Saron had a great day, did a really good job. Was sure-handed with catching the ball, which was a problem the first couple weeks for us, but all in all, really, really happy with how he played today.
The return of Tion Harris and over 300 yards in the air. He had a pretty good day, Coach.
Yeah, I'm too critical of Tion. He did really, really well. He missed some stuff. Sometimes I think it's going to sound stupid, but sometimes I think Tion gets bored with just taking easy completions. And there's some early in the game that we could have took that I think would have got us some first downs faster. But it's just one of those things. He hasn't played in a couple weeks. It's his first time in live action in a few weeks. So for him to be able to come out and do what he did today, and we took care of the football, which was huge for us on offense. So very, very happy with the outcome.
Speaking of that offense, on that same note, your first 3 touchdowns were 80 yards, 50 yards, 40 yards. It was home run balls for you today. Big plays finding the end zone for you.
Yeah, it's a polar opposite of whenever I call plays. I mean, we were 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and for us, it's bombs over Baghdad. So for us, I mean, the one thing I told Caleb coming into this season was we need to make sure we threaten people vertically down the football field. We've got to force them to defend us on shots, and we are not scared to take them. Sacks, we took some sacks early on. Tion wasn't real comfortable in pocket, which he should have been on some of them. Some of them a beautiful pocket, and he got out when he shouldn't have. So his pocket presence is something we got to correct a little bit in the week. But all in all, we're going to take our shots. We're going to throw the ball a lot right now because we got the horses to do it. And our offensive line's played very, very well. So as long as they stay healthy and we continue to do what we're doing right now, I feel pretty good about things.
And your opponent, they wanted to run the football today, but then when they had to pass, the defensive line created a lot of pressure on their quarterback. You were able to say hello to him a couple times and force some pressure. How'd you feel about how your defensive line played in creating pressure up front?
Well, one of the things coming into this game, that their running back, number 24, was a good football player. He didn't get to play today. And I took it as a personal attack, honestly, when I'm talking to the coach, and he seems like a great guy. But when they go, yeah, he could have played today, but we just chose not to play him, I took that as an attack on our defense. And I went to our defensive line and looked down and said, look, they don't think they have to play 24 today to be able to run the ball all over you. So I got a little pissed off. They got a little upset about it, and those guys played very, very well. And they did a good job, them on offense and on defense early on in the game, kind of slowing us down because they were able to get a couple first downs, running the football and controlling the clock a little bit. But once we got them kind of tired and moving around a little bit, got some points on the board, we'd put them in a worse position because they're just not built to be able to do that thing at a high level. So for us, it was a good way to get going.
Absolutely, Coach. And now you don't have home cooking now for the first 3 weeks. You do, but you move to the road for next week and you take on opponent number 4, Ashland.
Yeah, good football team, perennial power, top 25 team in the country. They're the best 0-team team on the country in any level. They lost to Notre Dame, the 9th-ranked team in the country in Division II in overtime. They lost to Ferris State, who is second in the country, and they lost to them by 14. So, I mean, they're a very, very good football team. And it's going to be a great test for us to go on the road first time, get an opportunity to see how we match up against one of the best teams in the country.